Okay, there we go. Hello, I'm here. I am working on my 6-day star holiday tree skirt. Here it is. It's almost done. I've had this one going for about a year and I'm just finishing it. I'm just doing, oh, that looks terrible on that side. What is that? Anyways, this is where I'm at. I'm putting the candy cane border on it. And I just thought I would come on live, and because everyone loves the candy cane border. So I just thought I would come on and work on it live for a little bit and see how I do. Let me switch my view. Here it is from above. Let me go over here so I can see anybody that stops in on TikTok. I can see your comments on TikTok. Hello. You helped me make my star blanket. I'm so happy. That's great. I'm happy to know that. Thank you so much. Make sure you tag me when you share it. So this is not yarn that I normally use. This yarn is from Universal Yarn. It's called Dunescape. And it is 57% cotton, 30% viscose, and 13% linen. And I chose this yarn for the recipient. I just thought she would like a nice cotton linen. She's kind of a crunchy mama, so I wanted to give her like something really organic feeling. And then I threw this golden tinsely thread in here, which is this Lang Astra, it's called. And it is polyester and polyamide, and not in focus. Trying to bring it into focus. I don't know what's going on with my camera. So I just put that in the white. I don't remember the name of these colors. They were like paprika, cocoa. They all were like different food colors, the names of them. I think the white was barley. I just put this one along with the white, and she kind of picked the colors, but it has a really really has like a gingerbread house kind of storybook kind of feeling to it, doesn't it? Especially with the candy cane border. So the candy cane border is a real pain in the butt, people. I'm just telling you. Everybody loves it. Oh, whenever it's posted, oh, look at the candy cane border. Pain in the butt. And also, I was photographing this today and I got everything all tangled up. This is all the white yarn there is left, but I have plenty to finish, so this isn't going to be a yarn chicken thing. What you really should do when you're doing a candy cane border like this, where you're twisting it over, is, and I was doing this most of the time when I was working on it, is every time you switch it, you twist it around, you twist the balls of yarn every time. And I was doing really good, but like I said, I was photographing this earlier, and so everything just went everywhere. I was not paying attention to keeping my yarn nice. I was just trying to get a good photo. And I really thought that photo would pop off too, but it didn't really do too much. Not one of my better posts. Social media is whack. All right, I can't. Let's see if I can just make this happen. everyone. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so the way you have to do this, it's very simple. You just chain 3 and then you single crochet, and then you have to pick up the other one and you chain 3 and you come around the front and you single crochet, and I'm skipping one when I do the white. So actually I usually do the next chain 3 before I drop the hook. Okay, and then you hold the old one to the back and you come around the front and you single crochet, and then I usually chain 3 and then I switch back. And you put that one to the back and you bring this one around to the front, and on the white I'm skipping one. That's all there is to it. Now the hardest part about it is changing the hook and then keeping your yarn straightened out. So usually every time I do it, I'll pick one of them, like for instance the red, and I'll take the red ball of yarn and I'll put it on the other side, and I'll do it every time. But my yarn's all tangled up anyway, so I'm just going with it for now. I'm just gonna let it twist. And you put the other one to the back, and then you come around to the front, single crochet. And I usually do my chain 3. And then I pick the other one back up. And then when I'm doing the white, I skip one. Jamie says, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with your star blanket. I'm on 2 of 5. I'm making, aww. Yeah, they make great gifts. What else are you supposed to do with those Karen anniversary cakes anyways? I'm going to come on and do some anniversary cakes, blankets, when I finish these tree skirts. I'm dedicating my weekend to finishing my tree skirts. I have 3 of them on the hook. And I also want to put it's today Saturday. I have one more day. I also want to put my Christmas tree up. Jamie says, I've always wanted to make a tree skirt. Well, there's 2 ways to do it with the star blanket. And if you have an artificial tree and you just want a hole in the middle of a star blanket, it gives the directions at the beginning of the tree skirt for how to do that. But if you want one that goes like back and forth and has an opening in it, like the one I'm doing, then you follow the tree skirt instructions. Okay, I'm starting to get untangled a little bit here. See, things just worked themselves out. That's usually what happens. Things just work themselves out. Okay, and now I'm going to undo the red. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Hi, Brienne. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've had a really good year. How about you? The other day I went and got a bunch of vaccinations so I wouldn't get sick traveling and stuff. I hear about people my age getting shingles and pneumonia and stuff like that, and I don't want to end up with that. Thank you so much. Y'all are too kind. I love it when y'all tag me in your star blankets. I love seeing them. I never get tired of it. Okay, so now we have our two things untangled, and I can show you what I mean. So now I'm going to come over with the white. Thank you for the donut. I'm 37 and had to get the shingle shot due to autoimmune. Did it hurt? Like, that hurt so bad going into my arm. And then the guy said, be prepared, and because when you come back for the other one, it's going to hurt really bad, and it's going to probably knock you on your butt for a day. So just be ready for that. Because when I went to get these shots, I was on my way up the road, and he was like, "You're not getting in the car right now, are you? Like, don't do that on the next one. Like, do it when you have time to rest." So I was grateful for that, because, they usually just tell you just to, get right back on the horse, keep going, go, go, go. And I did spend a whole day in my chair, just kind of half alive. Jamie says, I didn't think of tagging you. Oh yeah, of course. I was pretty sick for 3 days. Yeah. Well, I have not heard good things about getting shingles, so I definitely don't want that. So that's why I did all that. Is that a blanket? Nope, it's a holiday tree skirt. Thanks for the follow. Okay, see, I'm gonna unwind it every time I go. I'm gonna try to remember to untwist it. This is a really fiddly edge. I don't like fiddly things. I just do it because everybody's always like, "Oh, the peppermint twist edge," because it's impressive. Okay, I'm going to take this and wrap it around. It's a good thing to do this like on a table or something and just like get into a rhythm with it. Okay, I just went and tagged you on my last video. Okay, I'll check it when I get off here. How do you choose your colorways? Well, the person that I'm making this for, I chose it based on what I thought they would like. And they're, they like kind of muted tones with like sage green and the organic cotton, off-white, creamy kind of colors. And so I was trying to do like 2 different reds and 2 different greens. Like I wanted a softer red. And I didn't really think, just based on what I saw online, the picture of this brown, I don't think I was really expecting it to be quite so brown. I think I was expecting a different kind of red, but I like the way it looks. It just kind of, to me, gives like gingerbread house kind of vibes. So I am by no means any expert in choosing colors. I just get lucky a lot of the time. Okay. This is getting really hard to work with because I'm down to just like this amount of yarn. and it's all tangled up. And I didn't do myself any favors today when I photographed this, and I was just like throwing everything everywhere. But this is when you do these twisted edges, you do have to kind of manage all these different, when you hold different yarns together, you have to manage them. This tangling happens. They all fit well together in my opinion. Thank you. I definitely think they work. I like the way it turned out. I'm almost done. It feels good to be almost done. And then I have another one that I'm making for my own tree, and it's blue and red. And I have one, I'm doing the Superstar version, and I was using the Superstar version, another one that I had made, that is green and red. And then my daughter gave me a Christmas tree ornament. When I moved, and I had kind of been collecting different ornaments for over the years, and I have a little, just like this little tree that I call my memory tree, that it's just like a hodgepodge of different ornaments. Oh, hey Pam, thank you. How you doing? I miss you. I listened to your podcast the other day about blogging. So good. Such a good episode. So much good information in there. I sent it to my assistant. I was like, listen to this and make an SOP. Yeah, but my daughter gave me she gave me a Christmas ornament for my tree, and I decided to start like a new tree, kind of a starting over kind of tree, and I wanted to have like all really nice matching decorations. And so the ornament was like blue and red and gold, and so I decided to make a whole new color scheme for my tree. And then my green and red tree skirt doesn't match anymore, so I started a blue and red one. So I definitely have to get that one done this year, or I won't have anything to put under my tree. Yes, I would love to catch up. I'd love a time to chat. That would be great. Before the holidays, before it gets crazy, like anytime next week. Here we are on Saturday night. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. This is all the white yarn there is left. Have a good one. Good seeing you. I know, y'all are probably thinking, why didn't she untangle her yarn before she started? It's all part of the process. I think I just saw somebody walk by with a flashlight. It's super quiet out here at the beach right now. Oh my gosh. But I think people are crazy for not being here right now because it's so nice. Our weather's been amazing. It's been in the 60s. It's been up and down, I have to say. We did have a couple freeze warnings. I'm sorry, this is such a mess. Oops. I did not find this yarn particularly enjoyable to work with. I'm not a cotton girly so much, but it's very nice. It makes a very nice, it's a very, linen is just like really nice. It's perfect for my friend. It's definitely her style. She has a very like natural kind of style, but also luxury. That's the feeling, that it is like real organic cotton, soft, luxurious. Almost there. I'm almost all untangled. I don't usually shop for fiber content either. I like acrylic and wool and silk. Those are kind of my favorites. So I don't usually go like, let me find an organic linen for this project. It's not usually my style. Well, I said I was going to come on here to crochet, and I came on here to untangle. But I'm almost there. And I don't think I'm going to untangle all of this glittery stuff because I can just work it in. I'll just double it up. I'll just crochet the knot right in and trim off any extra if I have to. All right, let's get back to work. It's so stressful just to have all these different strings, isn't it? What the heck is what? Okay. Now whose turn is it to go? It's red. Will it work in DK instead of worsted? Yep. I saw a lady made one in Chunky. She did the Karen anniversary cakes for her tree skirt. I have 2 more points to go. My gosh, I feel like I'm never going to get done. You can definitely use any weight you like for this project. Hey Ziggy, what's up? Good to see you. Did you finish your star blanket? I saw you working on it the other night. That green one. So when I'm going over the top with my edge, I don't skip. Remember I said I was skipping for on every white one? And now when I'm going over the peak like that, I don't skip. I did finish it, but then I wanted it bigger, so I started adding more. Yep. Just don't be mad when you're not done in 6 days if you want it bigger. I just don't ever feel like I can get into a rhythm with this edge. You know, that's what I don't like about fiddly edges. I like crochet that feels like tap dancing. You know, and has that rhythm. Hi, Steffi. Vanessa says, I'm starting this with the Karen cake, hopefully this weekend. I have a huge box of the anniversary cakes sitting in my living room. I have an embarrassing amount of them. Oh no, it was an 8-day blanket, then I put it down for a month. Yep. Well, I have a live stream of me doing one. I did it from start to finish, and I think I was on that. I think I did that live for like 32 days or something. I did an entire blanket from start to finish, and I was like, at a certain point, I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this whole thing live? A box of anniversary cakes. That sounds like a winning lottery ticket. Yeah, when they first came out, I ordered them in every color. Well, first I was like, oh, I like these 3 colors. I'm going to order these. And then I went back and I was like, I better get all of them. And so I went back to order the other colors. And sure enough, I hesitated. One of them was sold out. So there's one I haven't been able to get. I think it's the holly something. But I have the rest of them. I have the gingerbread. I have all the rest of them except for that one. I went shopping in my friend's grandma's stash and got a tote of Vanna's Choice. Vanna's Choice, you know what? That is a solid yarn. I love that yarn. It is such a good yarn for blankets, and I think Vanna White, being the crochet sweetheart. Before I was a crochet influencer, which I don't even understand what that means, but I used to crochet from a lot of Vanna's books. Vanna's Afghans A to Z was one of my favorites. I crocheted so many Afghans out of that book, and then she had like a baby Afghan book, and she and I were pregnant at the same time. I remember that. I think with both of our kids. I don't know why it is that you just like remember celebrities who are pregnant at the same time as you, but she was pregnant at the same time. We were pregnant at the same time with like both of our kids, and I was making all these baby blankets for people from her blanket book, her Afghans A to Z. And then she came out with that yarn, Vanna's Choice, and it's made for Afghans. It's made for blankets. Yes, please tag me in your TikToks with your blankets and your photos. I got Holly Jolly. It was the one I really wanted. I think that's it. That must be the best one because that's the one that's sold out. How late is it in your country, and what country? I'm in the U.S. I live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And it is 6:30 p.m. It feels like midnight though because it's dark so early. See, I'm just kind of crocheting this mess into this edge. It's going to have a little area with a lot of extra sparkle because I'm not untangling that. Come on now. I'm done. We're almost done here with this. And it's just not falling into a rhythm at all. I almost fell asleep at 4:30 because it got so dark. I thought it was 9 p.m. That's what it feels like. I've been so weird with sleep with this time change. We had like a time change, a full moon, and also I was traveling and I changed time zones like 4 times. And then we had daylight savings and we turned back our clocks. And we had a full moon like right around that same time. And I've been messed up ever since. What did I just do? What the heck is that? Okay. Okay, so for one thing, I didn't do my chain 3 after I did this. So it's just like, it's important to kind of find a rhythm with fiddly borders like this. And I just am having a hard time, probably because I'm holding threads together and this ball of yarn is falling apart and I've wound it up like 3 times now and it just keeps falling apart. But it's important to like, at least for me, I feel like, okay, I'm going to do the chain 3 before I drop. And then I'm going to pick up the next one. It's going to have the chain 3 already done. So I do my single crochet and chain 3 and drop it. And then pick up the next one. Single crochet, chain 3. Last year I was coming back from Qatar during a time change, snow, and 13-hour time difference. Ugh. Yeah, it was weird. I spent a lot of time at the airport on my travels too. I had delays. And you know how when you're in the airport, it just feels like you're out of time. You know, like time is standing still, or you're neither here nor there. You're like existing in an alternate reality or something. And yeah. And I love crochet, and I just started learning how to knit at school. In my country, it's 0 o'clock. I don't know if it's PM or AM because I live in Belgium. Oh, if you're in Belgium, then you are, well, if it's like midnight, that's AM. So you are ahead of us. If you're in Belgium, you're probably like 6 hours ahead of me. I love crochet, and I just started learning to knit in school. Boarded the flight in 108 degrees and arrived at... Oh yeah, that was the other thing. When I left Chicago, it was snowing. And when I arrived at my home airport, it was 75 degrees. And I was like in a winter coat and a scarf. And it was so weird. And I swear I have had the hardest time adjusting to like packing for the weather when I go to the Midwest to see my son. Yesterday in Chicago it was 70 and tomorrow it'll be 4. See, that's what I'm talking about. And then I was there in April and I was like, okay, it's supposed to be warm. I had to borrow a coat from somebody. They were like, what are you doing? You're in the Midwest. So I'm like, okay, now I'm here in November and I'm supposed to be in a t-shirt? Like, what's happening? Actually, that wasn't November. That's when I was back there When was that? I think that was the beginning of October that I was there with my daughter. And it was like everything I had was like I had packed all these warm clothes because I had to borrow a jacket the time before. And so then I had nothing but long sleeves, and it was like, it was really hot. And I had like one t-shirt to wear. Two autumns ago, we went from 80 to 30 overnight, and I almost sued somebody. Oh, I know, right? It's silly. What are you supposed to do with that? Well, I like to turn off the HVAC and open my windows, so anytime I get the opportunity to do that, I do it. And that's what I did today. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, I just popped on. I didn't announce it or anything. I just popped on, and I have spent most of my time so far untangling my yarn. And if you're going to do a peppermint twist border, you can rest assured you'll be twisting your yarn on every stitch. So you're going to have to do something about it. Literally went to the beach and woke up to snow. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. That's crazy. Well, has anyone seen the Northern Lights? They keep saying they're visible, and I keep going outside, and I have not seen them yet. And I took my camera out there, and I tried looking at them with my camera. Holly. Oh, and my is pronounced like Holly, by the way. Okay. Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping in. I've done coasters with that border. It's such a pain. But so cute. It's worth it, right? Big pain in the butt, but definitely worth it, isn't it? I mean, that is so cute. This thing's really big, too. I made a really big one because she got like a 10-foot tree last year. Never saw them in my country, Belgium. Like, we never see it here, and all of a sudden it was there. Yeah, it's been really clear. I went down to the beach to see them, and I didn't see nothing. I was making the 6-day star blanket, but I forgot about it, and my brother took your brother took your stitch markers when I had to start all over again. Hi Shrooms, I'm doing the tree skirt, the star tree skirt. Actually, it's the Supernova. It's the Supernova one. I'm on the edge. I'm almost done. I was almost finished. What? Just because he took your stitch markers? My brother lives in Alaska, sends me videos of them all the time. Gonna have to go up there and see them in person sometime. I have autism. I need to know where I finish my rows. When I don't know, my brain flips out. Aww. Well, you know you can use anything for a stitch marker. You can use a safety pin. You can cut up a little piece of yarn and tie it on. I'm making your 6-day great granddaddy blanket with one of the Karen Hall. You know, that's a great pattern for the anniversary cakes. I've done great granddaddy with the anniversary cakes too. It's a really good pattern for that. That's a good one. It's a good choice. They turn out nice. Hi. Hello, Magic Frog. Thank you. This is a tree skirt. It's for my friend. I started it last year. Jade the Fox. I'm still working on my 6-day star blanket from months ago. You know, I have about six 6-day star blankets stacked up on my chair with their yarn. I have like a big whip pile of them. I started a bunch of them during my Star Blanket September promotion. So I have like 3 of them that I started during Star Blanket September, and I got so far with them on lives, and then that was it. I stopped and I started working on other things like tree skirts. And the other tree skirt that I started was with the Premier anti-pilling gradient glitter. I'm working on my blanket for like a week, and but I'm making it bigger than the pattern. They always take me more than 6 days, you guys. And I really only started like embracing the whole 6 days as a timeline thing in the last couple years, because it seems like, you know, 6 days seems like obviously that's what 6 day means, but actually the name of the stitch is 6-day crochet. That was what I named the toddler blanket that I made. Just happened to take 6 days. And so when I made the star blanket, I asked people like, well, what should I call it? You know, because it might take longer than 6 days. And they said, you should call it the same thing. You know, the 6-day kid blanket, 6-day star blanket. So people know it's the same. So it was never even meant to be like you have to do it in 6 days. But after a while, I just gave up on trying to explain that every time. And I just started embracing it. It's probably my favorite pattern right now. I'm going to make one for me after this one. Oh, it's addictive, isn't it? It's a really addictive pattern. And then if you get tired of the star, you can do the original 6-day kid blanket, or you can do the granny, the great granddaddy. And it's got the same sequence of 6 rounds. Single crochet, 2 rounds of clusters, single crochet, 2 rounds of double crochet. That's 6-day crochet. It doesn't really mean you have to do it in 6 days. Now I want to work on mine. I know, they're so easy. It's like easy enough to memorize and understand once you get it. But people are confused by the pattern because it's rows 2 through 7 instead of rows 1 through 6. And I did that because when I wrote the 6-day star blanket, I answered questions in my Facebook group, and I thought people are going to be asking me questions about this, and I'm going to be confused about what row they are on. So I wanted the rows to match so that when somebody asked me a question and they would say, I'm struggling on row 2, I would know that they were on the cluster row. and I wouldn't have to go back and look at the pattern every time. That's why I wrote my patterns the way I did. I'm gonna make the 6-day star blanket again, but I use your tutorials when it's done. I don't. Okay. I don't know how to do the rows further. Well, this is what I think you should try, if you're willing, would be to get the pattern out and follow the pattern along with the video, and then when the video ends, you'll have the pattern there, and you can rewind to rows 2 through 7 again because they repeat, and then you just follow the video, but you use the stitches that are in the pattern because it just repeats and it's the same. The beginning and the end of the rows are the same. It's just more stitches in between the valley and the point. And that the more you do it, the more it makes sense. So just one thing you shouldn't do that will throw you off is if it says you should have 8 stitches between the points and you don't have 8 stitches, don't just add a couple stitches to make it 8 stitches. Go back and figure out why you don't have 8 stitches. Because if you just self-correct all the time, you'll just keep making the same mistake, and then your blanket will it'll start to be lopsided, or it'll throw the whole thing off. So that's why this isn't really a beginner friendly pattern. It's a little more challenging than beginner. So if you're just starting out, you have to be really patient. Take it one step at a time, one line at a time, and reach out for help if you need it. If you get frustrated, put it down, take a breath, walk away, do something else for a little while. And sometimes your brain just needs time to catch up and come back to it. Give your brain a chance to think, process. And that's why there's no more videos, because you just repeat that second video. Actually, we did make a day 2 video, which is the next repeat after the first. It's like the second repeat and part of, you're welcome. We made a day 2 video recently. So I plan to do days, all 6 days eventually. But, I have to crochet a whole blanket to make the video. Sometimes I want to work on other things. What should I do? I'm bored. You're going to make a 6-day star blanket. What are you talking about? You're bored laying in bed. Don't you have bed crochet? I have crochet in every room of my house, in my car, and I have emergency crochet in my bag. I have a special project in my nightstand in case I can't sleep. And it's just like, it's a knitted project, and it's just basically stockinette in the round. And I just work on that until I fall asleep. And I've been working on it for like, I don't know how many years that project has been in my nightstand. But it's just straight up stockinette stitch for 2 hanks of yarn. See, now I feel like I'm more in a rhythm here. I'm almost done too. This is my last. This is the end. I'm almost there. I'm a multiple project gal. I love having options. Yes. What am I doing? Right after I said I was on a rhythm. I want Tupperware to make Tupperware crochet hooks. That would be so nice. Tupperware crochet hooks. Huh. What part of the hook would be Tupperware? And what is it you like about Tupperware? What about the hook? What? Say more about that. It's the 6-Day Star Holiday Tree Skirt. It's actually the Supernova. But the Star Tree Skirt is the one that has the peppermint cane. Peppermint twist border. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's Universal Yarns. Dunescape is the yarn. And then the gold is this Lang Astra. You know, there's a hook that I think you would like, and I just saw it on Amazon today, and they gave me one. The creator gave me one at H&H to try the hook, and I guess they were still like working on this part of it because these are not staying put in this little case. But it's a really cute little case, and underneath it has like a lot of little accessories and stuff, so it's like a full kit. And then it has these different hooks, but the handle, it was the handle that they wanted me to give them feedback on, and I really like this handle because it's like jelly. I don't know if you can see how that's like squishing. It's like a memory handle. It's really soft. So you might like that one. I thought it was it's a great little set, and I really like the handle. I don't know who makes it, but I just happened to notice. My daughter was the one that was communicating with them, so they have their contact information, and who it was, and I don't remember their name, but I saw it's so weird because I saw their little set on Amazon today, and I remembered that I had one of their prototypes. But yeah. This was something they were fixing about it, was making this a little bit more, yeah. Thank you. Vintage. Thank you. That was a word that I was thinking about. Yeah, it has a really soft, like, I don't know what that texture is called, but you would like it. It's like jelly. Thanks for sharing the live. This is starting to feel less chaotic. No, there's nowhere for me to show the whole blanket on the screen. It's too big. It's really big. And it's not a blanket, it's a tree skirt. Sailor Broski. Hi Betty, I just finished making my 6-day star blanket. I'd just like to say I had so much fun following the pattern. It made me fall back in love with crochet. Oh, thank you for saying that. It's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so happy to hear you falling back in love with crochet. Hey, how you doing, Nisi? I've kept you in my prayers. What's going on, Nisi? You okay? I missed some comments over here on YouTube. Love your 6-day. I've made 4. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. Thanks for commenting, guys. You're having surgery. Oh. Sending you lots of love. Woohoo! This is how far I have to go. I'm almost done. When I think about the handle of that multi-head hook, I think of those stress balls. It feels like that to me. Yes, it has that feel, but it's hard underneath. It's like over top of like a hard plastic handle. So the whole thing isn't squishy, but it has like a squishy layer on the top of it. It's really nice. It's not I saw that at H&H, and I always have my eyes open for a new ergonomic hook. And I saw that. I'm always looking for new hooks. And I saw that one and it really stood out to me. I really liked it. Not so much for the little case. I'm not honestly a big fan of interchangeables. I feel like I'm probably going to lose the different, parts, or I'm going to be using my hook or needle for one thing and want it for something else. And, the interchangeable parts of it are going to be like in another project or something. So I find interchangeables a little bit inconvenient, but I thought that little case was a really sweet little gift case. I liked that it had like the little storage area in it with the different accessories. It would be a nice little starter for a brand new crocheter, and get them started with a nice little ergonomic hook that's soft and kind of molds to their hand. I need multi hooks and needles because, again, I have a lot of projects. That's me. And I mean, I love a circular knitted project, like I love working on circular needles, but any chance I get, I will be working back and forth on straight pointed needles. I love a back and forth. I love straight needles. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't feel like, and if I'm doing socks, I'm doing them on double points. I'm not doing, like, I don't like having a bunch of cables. I think it's cool, the idea of doing two socks at one time on multiple, like, you know, multiple cable needles, or that magic loop method or whatever they call it. I think that's cool, but it's not for me. I don't like having all those cables and circulars all over the place. Give me double points. I will do my socks, like if I'm knitting socks, I will have 2 sets of double pointed needles, and I'll cast on one, and then I'll cast on the other, and then I'll do the ribbing of one, and I'll do the ribbing of the next, and then I'll do the, whatever, the what do you call it, the ankle, or the tube part of the sock, and then I'll do the other ankle, and then I'll do the heel on one, and I'll do the heel flap on the other. Turn the heel. Like, I'll do it like that. I'll go back and forth between 2 pairs before I will knit them both at once. And it's just because I don't like the whole idea of, I don't like all those cables flapping around. Bye. Good seeing you. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, Janet. Yeah, I should put that little hook set in my Amazon shop. And I'll see if I can link it to this video. I saw Tony Lipsy just came out with a new set of crochet hooks. And they look very nice. I haven't tried them yet. I really need to learn how to link Amazon links to the shopping part of the video. She has some Tunisian ones, but she just came out with a new ergonomic set. I don't remember if she did it through Hobie or who she did them through. Oh no, this yarn is tangling. almost done. Okay, don't whine, Betty. Calm down. Calm down, Betty. I don't understand why this ball of yarn decided to be a mess. Like, what's wrong with you? Why? What happened here? What are we doing? What's going on? What's the problem? I don't remember winding you up like this. What have you been doing? I'll cut you. I'll just cut you. I'm at that point. I'm at that stage. I'm almost at the end of my project and you want to do this? What are you doing? Is it because I said I don't like cotton? I'm mad at you for this, because this is going to make it hard to keep everybody straight, because you decided you needed to act like this right now while I'm on a live. Yes, I think Elise Rose reviewed Tony's hooks favorably. Yeah, Elise is did she get her husband out with his little machine thing? He has this little machine where he tells you how rough or smooth something is. I forget what it's called. His little fluxometer or whatever it is. I forget what it's called. Flux capacitor. Watching this with my in progress 6-day star blanket sitting in my lap. Well, my yarn has decided to be, have a tantrum right here at the end of the project. Unruly yarn at the end is the worst, or when a cat gets caught in it. It gets tangled. I don't have any cats. Thank goodness. I don't know what I would do if I did. Although I have had cats and they didn't mess with my yarn. But I fostered kittens one time and they did scratch up the edge of some projects that I had on a shelf. And I had to redo I had to rip out the edge of one of them and redo it because those cats' little tiny sharp little claws clawed it up, and they used it as like a little ladder to climb up the shelves. And they were, when I first started fostering them, they weren't big enough to do that, and then they got a little bit bigger and they were just everywhere. And there were like 3 of them. And they were very hissy. They were very hissy little cats. Took me forever when the lady came to pick them up, to round them up. I had a tough time. Several. I love them, but they make me crazy. I keep all my yarn in my studio, my projects and bags in the house. We have 5 rescues. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they were. Well, they were put in my care for me to socialize them. So I definitely socialized them. They definitely felt comfortable in my house. I had a split down here. Must have been when I was talking. Almost done. Okay, I don't need to pull the loop that big. That's not necessary. It doesn't have to be that big. I just want to say that I didn't want to admit how worried I actually was that I wasn't going to have enough yarn to finish this edge. I was really living on the edge with this yarn chicken here, but I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win because I only have this far to go. But look at the size of this yarn ball, you guys. Look at this. Look how tiny. That's all there is left. Living on the edge. I'm living on the crochet edge with my edge. I just really wanted to do the peppermint twist border. I knew it would look so cute on this and just be the finishing touch on this blanket. I mean, I could have done pom-poms. I knew I didn't have enough for pom-poms. I didn't really think I had enough of any one color to do pom-poms. But I could have done red pom-poms and twisted, you know, the twisted candy cane with a red pom-pom, but I don't think it needs it. I think the candy cane is just perfect for this. It just gives it like a gingerbread house feel to me. It's enough. It doesn't need anything crazy. And my friend, she's, you know, like a millennial, so more minimalist is probably the right way to go where she's concerned. It's beautiful. The border's looking great. Thank you so much. It's so cute, isn't it? I just kind of had this like less is more moment. Like I started out doing I was going to do the twist and the pom-poms, and I started it and I just thought it really does not need this. It does not need all this. I am going to put some jingle bells on it though, but not a lot. I'm just going to sew a couple jingle bells to the edge of it just to give it a little something something, and that way if their cats play with it, they'll know. Notice how I'm here at the end and I have given up on the detangling and the detwisting. I'm just like, just get done. Only have like 2 more twists to do. 3. Woohoo! I'm so excited. I am so excited to fasten off these 2. Oh, you have no idea. I hang bells on the bottom of the trees every year because they are my cat alarms. Okay, that's going to be the last stitch of that one. And this is going to be the last stitch of this one. Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh my heavens. All right, let's fasten it off. Hey Amanda, thanks for following. Woohoo! Oh, so happy to be done with those balls of yarn. Yeah, somebody said they wanted to see the whole thing. This is as far as I can zoom out because I have a zoom lens on my camera because people are always saying, get closer, get closer. Could you get a little closer? So I have a zoom lens on here. Oh, thank you, Amanda. You know what I think I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna use the brown and put an edge on here. It's the tree skirt. It's the 6-Day Star holiday tree skirt. You know what's really fun to do at the end of a project too is to like take all the yarn, all the leftover yarn, whatever's left, and the labels and all the stuff, and like roll them all up into neat little balls and like put them all in a bag and be like, save these in case it ever, whatever, I ever need it again, and be like, you know, wrap up and debrief the project. Be like, here's all the stuff I used for that. In case she ever needs a repair, it'll be there. This is how much of this I had left. This looks like a hot mess right now, but this actually was very easy to work with. And I think it added a lot. It was a little bit expensive if I remember correctly though. I bought 2 of them. I think they were $12 each. I thought I was gonna run it through the whole thing, but I ended up only using it with the white. Oops. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brown and I'm going to do an edge. Thank you. It's a tree skirt, actually. It's a holiday tree skirt. It's for a Christmas tree. Usually what I do is I will I'll make I had a swatch for this, but I was originally I had started, I was going to do another red stripe, and I got halfway through the second row of double crochet and I ran out. So I took my swatch apart, thinking I might be able to finish the row with the red. But I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I knew it wouldn't be nearly enough, but I tried anyways, because that's just the kind of stubborn I am. I tried anyways, and I failed. So I ended up ripping out all of the red, but usually I'll hang on to my swatch, and then the swatch I'll put the swatch in there, and then the swatch will be like, it'll kind of tell you what it looks like the thing that the yarn goes to, right? So it's almost like a label for the yarn to be like, this is the project that you might need this for. It looks like this. And then when somebody says, oh, I have this tree skirt that you made me 120 million years ago, do you remember what yarn that was? And then you probably won't remember what yarn it was, or you might not, but you might have the swatch that looks like the thing that you made. So that's usually what I do. I'll put the swatch in there with the scraps, and then it's kind of almost like the label for the project. And I'll keep all that together with the yarn labels, any leftover yarn labels. And to be honest, I haven't ever needed any of that stuff, so I could just get rid of it. Maybe make a note of it on Ravelry or something like that. So this is how I do an edge, and I purposely planned my stripes so that I could carry the yarn up the side and not have to change and have a bunch of ends all the time. Well, to minimize the amount of ends, because I think the other side of this has ends. So I purposely planned my striping so I could carry the yarn. That's why the green alternates. You know, it's on the top here, but it's on the bottom here. I love that you're promoting swatching. I keep knitting and crochet journals and track all my projects on Ravelry. Rav has every project I have ever made since 2013. Wow. That is impressive. I wish I had done that. And I'm going to start doing it. So when I'm going down the side of something, I always go into the stitches. I don't go into the spaces. I just think it looks neater and more even. That's my preference. If you prefer to work into the spaces, you can do that. I have a lot of people in my group who do, and they like it just fine. And so I allow it. I'm rogue. I don't track anything. I wish I did. I wish I had kept better track, because I've made a lot of star blankets and people are like, how much yarn did you use for that one? And I'm like, I have to go back and look it up every time. Or, you know, just be like, I don't remember. But if I had it on Ravelry, they could just look it up. There's a float that I carried and did something weird with. It's not really going to matter, but I usually work over them, you know. But I definitely did something weird there. I don't know. I'm not always paying attention. Sometimes I'm watching a movie. And sometimes I'm just like, this was just a personal project. And sometimes, believe it or not, I work my personal projects like they're not going to show up on camera. And I'm just make a mistake and I'm just like, nobody will ever know. And then I decide to go in live and work on it, and like everybody knows. I mean, I'm still not tired of crochet, even though it's no longer a hobby, it's a business. I'm still not tired of it. But there are some times when I just want to crochet something and I don't want to have to worry about it being a pattern. And that's a different way of crocheting. It's like I can just sit down and work on it, and I don't have to be like, well, I could do this on a live, or I could do this, you know, I have to write down everything I'm doing or keep track of everything I'm doing while I'm doing it. Make sure it can be repeated. But I'm still not sick of it. I don't think I ever will be. I mean, if I get sick of 6-day crochet, I'll make up another stitch and I'll do 7-day crochet. So when I do these tree skirts, I made it to have 9 points and 2 of the points overlap. So when you wrap it around your tree, you just overlap them in the back. So I don't put like a closure on it with ribbons or buttons or anything like that. I just do an edge. Hi, currently making your 6-day star blanket. It's working up so beautiful. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. 6-day blanket is on my 2026 make list. I may try to run it as a challenge. Oh boy. What do you mean run it as a challenge? Like in your group or as a crochet along? What do you mean? Well, that brown is perfect. It's just perfect finish for that. I was trying to think if I was going to need to do another row, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to do that one row and that's it. Means all this is going to need is a little bit of weaving and ends and some bells sewn on. Share the link to your pattern channel. Oh, I didn't mean that. I just was wondering where you were where you were going to do that, and I was going to say let me know if I can support you or you know, blast it to my community. Through your channel. Cool, cool. Yeah, let me know. Be happy to show up and do a Q&A or, you know, whatever. However I can support you, just let me know. I don't remember what my pattern says to do for this part. Yeah, no, I know you guys wouldn't do that. I knew that wasn't, I thought maybe you meant as a personal 6-day challenge, or I just wasn't sure if you meant like as a, you know, as a group activity or a personal challenge. I wasn't thinking you would share the pattern. I know you wouldn't do something like that. Yeah, I don't remember what my pattern says to do, but I'm going to work across my, would have been my foundation chain and starting row. So I'm working across the bottom of that. Well, I'm just going back to thinking about when I started this project and made those foundation chains. Remember then when the project was new and we were all so hopeful and we had these wonderful hopes and dreams for our project, and now it's almost done. And we're like, whew, what a relief. Whatever made me think to start this. 2026 is a focus on intentional stash busting and simplicity for my channel. That's really wonderful. I'm going to be doing more with somatics next year. I'm going to host a somatic crochet summit in the spring. And teach more somatic tools for crocheters and crochet instructors. To support people to feel better while they crochet. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm still in the planning stages, so I think it's going to be in April 15th through 19th. Those are the dates. It's going to be virtual. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just still in the planning stages, but I'd like to announce dates and get a waiting list for it started soon. I think it's really needed in this space. I think people really need crochet and mindfulness. And a lot of people are using crochet to support their mental health and to feel better. You can't hear Betty McKnit. What do you mean? Somatic means body oriented. So it's like a mind-body. Somatic crochet is mindfulness practices and resources and tools that I have, and kind of a way that I teach and promote crochet to help people relax, find more relaxation, enjoyment, mindfulness, intention in their crochet. And it kind of got started because I noticed that a lot of people were, I noticed quite a few things. When it started for me, I was sitting at a crochet conference. I was next to a lady and we were learning something new, and I could hear that she was holding her breath and she wasn't breathing. And I had already noticed that like crocheters are really like perfectionists and overthinkers, and tend to, sometimes get really anxious if their work isn't right, or, something isn't exactly perfect. And so that kind of got me started on this idea of like, oh, what if what if people would just breathe while they were crocheting? Or what if people would just notice when they started getting stressed out and stopped breathing? And then my pattern went viral on TikTok, and I wasn't ever really, I had no intention of like ever being on TikTok, but it went, somebody posted a TikTok and it went viral. So I was like, okay, I need to be in that space. Like somebody posted my work over there and it went viral and I need to respond. And so that's when I started going on TikTok and seeing 6-day star blankets that were being posted and going live. And I think I hosted a crochet along, and I started engaging with a different audience than I had been engaging with before. And I noticed that some of those crocheters, TikTok crocheters, were hyper fixating on their crochet and they were hurting themselves. And I started to see a lot of content about what to do if your hands hurt when you're crocheting, and how to these are the exercises that my physical therapist gave me to do, and people like sharing things like that. And wear these compression gloves and keep going. And it was a lot of advice I didn't agree with, because I was like, whoa, if you're in pain, like this advice is telling you to how to keep crocheting when you're in pain. And I think if you're in pain, you're already injured, and that's not good. So I started to kind of respond to that, or see a need to respond to that type of activity where people were hyperfixating and hurting themselves and not paying attention to their bodies while they were crocheting. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a soapbox. Let me read some comments. I got into it as a caretaker of my mother-in-law during her Alzheimer's journey. I'd read the Mayo Clinic study from 2012, how it slows the brain's degenerative process. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not know that. But that is good to know. But I don't know. I don't know if people know this or not about me, but I was before my pattern went viral, and like my original career path was as a dance. I was a dancer and a dance instructor, and I've been a choreographer for most of my life, and I have a background in somatics, and I learned somatics. I came into somatics through my dance career. And one thing dancers, we have a lot of self-care that we engage in, especially like as you're getting older as a dancer and you want to be able to dance, longer. You learn to kind of take care of yourself. And, dancers are even worse than crocheters with this mentality that like, I'm just going to dance, and whether it hurts or not. And, because dance is really competitive. So there is this mentality of like, there's always another dancer to take your place. So if you're, if your leg is broken, you keep dancing and figure it out, so dancers have a very, like masochistic kind of mentality about their bodies. And also, as I was getting older, I was learning better ways to take care of myself through learning somatics. Yeah, so I noticed was just like a parallel there between people that will just like crochet and crochet and crochet because they're hyper fixating and they don't care that they're hurting themselves, they just want to keep crocheting. And so there's a little bit of crossover there. Hi, Alaska's dad. Betty is live. Do you do this often? Not as much as I used to. Not since getting raked over the coals over here on TikTok last year. I'll tell you what, that's when I stopped showing up live. Showing up at all. I haven't been on here much in the last year. But I don't want to revisit that. Everybody's still making their star blankets. That's all I care about. Being perceived is so weird. I know, right? Hi, Queen's Craft by Bridget. Plates on both arms. 9 pins in one and 7 in the other. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's been fine so far this year. It's been fine. I think everyone's moved on to something else or somebody else. And it's every time I open the app, all I see is people making star blankets with the Karen anniversary cake. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's make our star blankets. I crochet too. I need to try your pattern. I just finished doing an anniversary cake blanket. Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing the star blanket with the anniversary cakes right now. They're just meant to go together. I found you because of all the crazy and followed you ever. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it was obvious. It was, I mean, I don't know if it was obvious, but I think it was, it's just a lot of drama. And, it did bring a lot of people into my following. So that's good. I can only be grateful, It is what it is. No use dwelling on it. People are still making star blankets. That's what matters. Thanks for sharing the live. Love to try and make it in blossom cakes. Ooh, I made one in blossom cakes not too long ago. It turns out really pretty. My daughter picked out the yarn. She wanted to make a blanket for her coworker, and I helped her get that started. And I think I ended up finishing it up. She needed it in a hurry, and I think I did the last few rounds of it. Oh, I don't remember. She had picked a couple different ones, pink and blue and purple. I don't remember. It's on my website. It's on the 6-day star blanket page, and I might have put the colorway there. I'm pretty sure I put the yarn, but I might have put the colorway. It has a little baby hat with it. I made Daisy Farm Crafts baby hat. Along with it. Posted a picture of it on my star blanket page. Almost done. Ooh. You can tell this is the... I was going to say you can tell this is the beginning because it's all messed up, but it's not the beginning, it's the end. Must have been getting tired. What is your favorite stitch to work with? 6-day crochet. People think 6-day crochet means you have to make it in 6 days, but it's really the name of the stitch. It's my favorite. I'm like a one-hit wonder. Everything I design uses this same stitch. I'm like the one-hit wonder of crochet. I'm like SpongeBob. You know, when they're like, here comes SpongeBob ripping his pants again. It's like, here comes Betty McKnit with her 6-day crochet again. Hi, Amy. Hey, Ellis. I just finished the 6-day star blanket and blossom cakes, the pinks, browns, and cream. I have it on my couch. Oh, I bet that's pretty. Yeah, it worked up really nice. And I'm not the type of yarn I would have picked myself. But my daughter picked it, and she wanted to make the blanket for her friend and coworker, and she chose that yarn, and it made a really nice blanket. Excuse me. Freehand made. So happy I have my star blanket kit, and I plan to start in 2026. Yay! The yarn is so yummy. Oh yeah, that is the Juniper Moon Farm one. That yarn is gorgeous. I have 2 skeins of rose and azalea. I think azalea was one of them. I was going to make into a cardigan, however, LOL. You can make the 6-day hexagon cardigan if you are torn between 6-day star blanket and hexagon cardigan. That would be a good kind of compromise / hybrid, I guess, of those two things. So I guess I'm done. I guess I'm fastening this off. Should I weave in a couple of ends for you all so you can see how I do it? Everybody always says, how do you weave in the ends? I'd love to try it. I've made quite a few with the standard granny stitch. Yeah, it's a good one. G plus goes over here. Can we see the whole thing? I can't zoom out any further. I have a zoom lens on my camera because people are always saying, can you get closer? So I'd have to change my camera lens. It's still, even if I do change my camera lens, it's too big. It doesn't even fit on this table. It's huge. It's really big. It's for a 10-foot Christmas tree. Did I see a star shawl? Yes, there's a 6-day star, superstar, and supernova blanket. There's a 6-day star, superstar, and supernova shawl. There's a 6-day star, superstar, and supernova tree skirt. And there's a star poncho. Okay, this doesn't fit on there. And that doesn't belong on there. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Sorry. Sorry, I don't know where that other lens is. It's not right here, so I'm not going to spend any more time on the live fiddling around looking for it. I love the 6-day patterns. I made a Superstar and Karen Skinny Cakes. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, the original 6-day blanket is a regular back and forth chevron style blanket. If you guys have never tried that one, you definitely should. It's a fun one to do. That's where it all started. And then, so there's a, there are lots of different 6-day star. See, this is why I have this lens, because this is what people really want, is to see it up close. Wish the Karen tea cakes had more than one color. I know, they used to have those as, you know, like special edition. They would release those in special edition colors. And then I don't know why they ended up with just like a couple of random colors from the last release that they kept forever. Yeah, there's shawls, there's ponchos. And there, a couple of years ago, I did these little shrugs with hoods on them and stuff. And I don't think I wrote the patterns too well. And I've been meaning to like dig those out of the vault and like redo them. But there's a hat. I have a 6-day kid blanket inspired hat that you can make. There's lots of 6-day stuff. I haven't had my nails done in a really long time, so I'm really self-conscious about this close-up camera. My nails are so awful because of my thyroid. Uh-oh. Oh, now my yarn split. That's okay. And this one can just get snipped off. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay. This one's coming from here. So I want it to go back this way. Always try and weave the ends in to the color that they match. And it's important that you make the yarn change directions. See, we were going that way, and now we're going to go that way. That's what I mean when I say change directions. So when I started crocheting, I had the yarn going that way. Okay, so it had a tail coming out. So I've turned that tail around and had it going that way, and then I brought it back that way. Does that make sense? So if you only weave it in one way, when you stretch it like that, it's going to slide. And then the end of it pops out. So that's why you go back and forth and you change directions twice. Okay, so this thread is going this way. So now we're going to make it go turn around and go back in this way. Okay, so I'll take it under the bottom of these single crochets. Okay, now I want to make it turn around and go back that way, so I'm going to go through to the front. Now I'm going to go back under the single crochets on this side. And I can cut it close. It's never going to come out. It's never going to come out. If you wanted to take it out, you'd have a difficult time. I like to weave them in on the where they will match. Make them less visible. You know, like you could run in under those single crochet stitches right there, but it'll be seen. Okay, now I'm going to go back this way. that will never come out. And where is it? Who knows? This is why I say don't weave in your ends as you go. Because what if you need to pull that out? Where is it? Where is it? You'll be looking and looking for it. Okay, this has 1 billion ends. To weave in, so that'll be a TV project to sit and do those. But I have to get them done because this has to be gifted. But that's basically all this needs now. It needs some needs the ends woven in, and it needs some bells. All right, my friends. I think I'm going to say goodnight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks, TikTokers. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend.